Absolutely. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This is Painful Excellence Podcast. Smash the like button. We're here on some sensitive topics. This is real life, so it must be done. This is not a clown show. This is the Painful Excellence Podcast. It's adult conversations and real life situations discussed with class. And we have fun, but we also learn from one another and we move forward. We're not above criticism. We have discussions, and if we're confused about something, we research it so we can have a better understanding. Nobody's perfect here. Depending on your political stance, if you have an unconditional hatred, because this is going to get political, if you have an unconditional hatred to any politician I choose to discuss tonight, it's going to be talking about the president. That's fine. I can't change that. I'm not a Trump guy. But everybody that's taken that seat has not been perfect. He's in. The country has spoken. And one thing I will say is that he's taken action. And as it stands right now, I'm not critiquing it. I'm just going to point out some things that are being said, because this problem with these people hopping the fence to get in our country is out of control. I live in a sanctuary city. So this is coming from a place of me seeing things and having to deal with certain things. Majority of my family live in this city, and they travel on public transportation. I have to tell them to be careful, because not only do we have to deal with the sickos that the people that have been institutionalized due to mental illness. They don't stay in hospitals all day long. They give them a pill and they release them back into the city. And it's cold outside. So where do they go? Underground. So now they're all on the subways and they're pushing people in front of subway cars and slashing people and setting women on fire. You saw that. And it turns out that that person wasn't supposed to be here. Okay? So what Trump wanted to do, first thing he hit us with was with the I told you so. When I was around and I said I want to build a wall, y'all ain't believe me. This is why I want to build a wall. Remember when he said they're not sending us their best people, not all of them. They're sending us their criminals and everything else. I just want to ask y'all, was he wrong? Can I ask y'all a question? I don't know how many of y'all live in a sanctuary city, but are you cool paying taxes to take care of people? I've seen receipts. You know, these cats hopping the fence to get here, and they're eating for free. They're getting shelter, getting what, $2,000 for food every month, and getting free shelter. There's people that are citizens, naturally born citizens, and to get public assistance when they need it, if they come up on hard times, they lose their job or whatever, they have to go through the ringer to get food, to get shelter. And they're naturally born citizens, and these cats get to hop the fence. And the only people complaining are the people turning around saying, hey man, you're sending the help back to their country. I need someone to mow my lawn for 50 cents. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into all of it, because the discussion is about the anchor babies, and he's trying to outlaw that. Let's do this roll call real quick. Mark Wunderlich, Jimmy Bernard, 88 Sports Talk. Auntie Jenny is in the building. I appreciate you. Harmonize the queens in the building. Shaquilla Fields, Chilltown Majors, Rod Neal. Tay Tay, good evening. $1 Trillion Dreams 2, salute. DP Rocker, Aaron Butler. I saw the queen, Shaquilla, salute, salute, salute. KBGJ, what up, brother? Timothy Taylor, Jeff Spark, Andre Jones. Salute, salute. Jamal Robinson, Jeff Spark, salute. So let's get into it. You look, not a Trump guy, but he's in. And, you know, look what Harmonize said. Let's highlight that. And this is what I'm talking about. Natural born citizen, to my knowledge. All I got was unemployment at $350 a week max. I had $60,000 a year job. Just shameful. Yeah. And these people are hopping the fence in sanctuary cities, living in hotels, and getting. Did I see someone with a $5,000 EBT card? Did I see that? Was that real? I was like, what is, man? Okay. All right. That's how y'all want to do it. But before I get to the anchor babies, I wanted to discuss the 14th Amendment because this all plays into the same thing. Are y'all familiar with the 14th Amendment? Are y'all familiar with the 14th Amendment? You can Google everything or whatever. I could read it to you. Let me read it to you because I have it pulled up here. 14th Amendment, Section 1. I'm just going to read Section 1. All persons born or naturalized. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any persons of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any persons within the jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. I like to keep it simple here. If y'all didn't understand that, Pinball, what up? Gnarly Ray, salute, Young Deezy. Basically, allowing illegal immigrants, giving them access to benefits that naturalized citizens weren't able to get, allowing them to commit crimes and not prosecuting them to the fullest extent of the law, that puts us in violation of the 14th Amendment. Okay? That puts us in violation of the 14th Amendment. I'm going to keep it even simpler for you. I wrote down some bullet points here. Reasons behind the 14th Amendment. Y'all know why the 14th Amendment was made? Let me just read this. It was made for equal rights and citizenship to all people, especially formerly enslaved people. Us, black people. This affected us directly. Why? We were brought here under duress on this land. I'm not talking about the UK or any, we're talking about America. We were brought here under duress. Nobody hopped on a boat and snuck in here. We were brought here on slave ships. Made for equal rights and citizenship to all people, especially formerly enslaved people. It was made to counter the black codes in the South after the Civil War. It does not apply to people who snuck into the country illegally. So all these things you see on TikTok, y'all seen this stuff on TikTok? Y'all seen all this stuff on TikTok? You've seen a lot of these, I saw a couple of these Latinas beefing. They're saying, oh, black people, they could do this to you. Who are you talking to? You're not talking to me. On both sides of my family, well, my dad's side, I know all the way to the person that got off the boat. all the way to the person that got off the boat. We went that far back. Okay? What are they going to do to us? You see, they don't understand the 14th Amendment. And you know why they think they smart? Because the people that are talking that crap, majority of the ones that I heard on TikTok, they were talking with that accent. They weren't saying you, they were saying Jew. Jew better be careful. They do the same thing to Jew black people. What? They ain't gonna do anything to me. I was born and raised here. My parents born and raised here. Grandparents born and raised here. On my daddy's side, the great, we know who got off the boat and where he went. Cost us some bread, but we found out. They don't understand the 14th Amendment. You know what they do understand? They understand that in certain states, they've gathered up on federal property. I ain't gonna get too deep on y'all, but some of these cats that snuck over here, Stormy, salute. That some of these cats that snuck over here illegally, they do know some of the laws currently more than we do. Did you know that? We're here all our lives and we don't take advantage of a lot. They know what applies to them. They know. Feel me? They know. Sad state of affairs, ain't it? But the 14th Amendment doesn't apply to them. Unless they come here under the right circumstances, and that's what? Becoming a citizen, going through the proper procedures, becoming a legal citizen. This doesn't apply to them. What? Because you're about to get booted out. You think that they're just going to do that to us? How stupid do you sound? How uneducated do you sound? PGH, what up? How uneducated do you sound? What do you mean do it to us? Oh, so you acknowledge. You see, I'm glad some of those idiots said that. So you acknowledge that we are treated unfairly here. Why is it that when you come here, instead of, you know, this is very rich, and I must say this. Let me put this down for a minute. When they come here, and when Jesse Jackson was marching and in power, and Al Sharpton was a little fatter, and he was the loudmouth and outspoken for our community, when we were running around in the 80s and 90s talking about, yo, look, we need a black and brown coalition. Y'all need to know that guys like Trump, they don't like you. You're convenient, but they don't like you. You know what they did to them? They treated them, for those of you that don't know the history of this country, Americans are like anybody that wasn't there. You think they like the Irish when they got off the boat? The Italians when they got off the boat? And was that the Statue of Liberty out here in Manhattan? They didn't like them either. But when they came in abundance, you know what they did? They assimilated them. They said, listen, man, you could roll with us and we'll accept you. You know why? Because you're not them. And they said that to the Irish and the Italians. We're cool with you because you're pale like us, but at least you're not them. You're not black. And a lot of them drank the Kool-Aid. Mac of the South, salute. Tim Taylor, salute. They drank that Kool-Aid, which is why we're treated by all of them the same way. Irish, Italians, Albanians. And I'm not saying all of them are horrible, but they have their own structure. They've come to this country and have their own little neighborhoods, and you can't go in there and goof around. You know that. There's Italian neighborhoods. Ask Yusuf Hawkins. Oh my God, you can't ask him shit. He's dead. running through Paulie Malignaggi's neighborhood. Do the research. Chinatown? Are you kidding me? And they come here, they make camp, and they treat, and we're the ones that helped build the country, not them. Not them. Now you see the problem is with Fat Joe? You see this? You see this? We helped shape this country. We're creative. So this little thing called hip hop, which is not a little thing anymore, there's Russian rappers. Guys that are like KK Kovalev. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. It's me, Sergey. I messed with the wordplay. Miguel is gay. Just freestyling. You see why everything that we do, we have to put our stamp on it? Because if we don't, what happens? They take it. Anybody could take it. You know why? Because they ain't us. They take pride in what they are. Any kind of Irish, Italian, Latin, white, or whatever. But when we take pride in who we are, it's bad. We got to share everything. No, we created it. Get out of here. You ain't got to share nothing. That's why we got to put our stamp on things. This country, we built it. We helped build it. So we put our stamp on it. So I don't know what these cats are talking about. I don't care what John Leguizamo says. It's a jackass. What we're doing here is we put our stamp on this country. We were brought here under duress. We've been assimilated. We don't know who we worshipped on the continent of Africa. We don't know who God was over there. We don't know what we did over there. But we made do with what we had. And we were brought here under duress. And what was that, 1868? Wait a minute, what year was the 14th Amendment? What was it? I don't know. I'm not perfect, y'all. 1800s, 18 something, I forgot. But in the midst of abolishing slavery and we become free people. Meanwhile, we left our stamp all over this country. And fast forward to today, the Dems allowed the migrants to come here and give them access to stuff. But we had to fight for it. Huh? How did y'all feel, wherever y'all lived, how did y'all feel seeing, if you lived in a sanctuary city where they're closing down schools that your kid was going to? Like, why they closing down the school? To house migrants. And now they all out in the street, walking around. And you were lucky if you wasn't a victim of the crimes. I know people that lived in places like, yo, there's more car break-ins than a little bit. And then you got migrants over here, that bald-headed dude from wherever he was, putting his people up on game, how to go in houses and parlay there and take advantage of squatters' rights. And he was arrogant with it. Thank you, Jeff Spark. He was arrogant with it. Go up here and lay in the house, and after a certain amount of time, they can't kick you out. Putting them up on game. But they call us, and these people come over here and they look down on the FBAs here. They look down on them. Us. They look down on us. I have a lineage of this country. This is my country. Like it or not. I couldn't go to Africa and do what they're doing here. I couldn't go to Venezuela, definitely not, and do what they do here. They came here and Biden said, I'm going to give you food, I'm going to give you shelter. And I'm like, wait a minute. There's a proper way to do this. Not saying you can't come. You just got to go through the process. You know why? We have to make sure, watch for the hook, salute. We have to make sure you are who you say you are. I don't mind letting in the family with the kids, as long as they go through the proper process and they add to the country, they add to the community. They add to it. I don't mind that. But when you let everybody in, and that's a good dude, that's a good family, and the dude back there with the tats on his face, who's that? pulled up on this dude, and I couldn't believe what I was watching. Dr. Phil and some ICE agents pulled up on this dude. This dude spoke perfect English, but he wasn't a citizen. I think he said his mother was a citizen somehow, but he wasn't. And I think that dude violated a child, but he's walking around here. What are we talking about here? What are y'all fighting for? Blue collar guys, salute. What are you fighting for? This is a similar question when cats told me, yo, you know, basically they were saying Tank Davis is our last American hope for American boxing. And I asked you, what is American boxing to you? Isn't that a good question? What are you saving in American boxing? Not getting fights? Putting your favorite fighter in the ring with fights you know he's going to win because why? You like his hair? Really? Really think about what you're saying to me. This is the same thing I'm asking people. Oh, no, the migrants, we need to say, no, we don't. The great Muhammad Ali said, I ain't got time to figure out who's what. Remember when he said, you lock me in a room with a bunch of snakes. Let's say there's 100 snakes in a room. And they say, yo, look, out of these 100 snakes, only 11. And I'm adding to this, but I'm trying to get y'all to understand. You're in a room full of snakes, and I tell you, only 11 of these snakes are crazy poisonous. Out of 100, only 11 are. And they're in here. But only 11 are poisonous. I mean, like one bite and you're done. Within minutes, you're done. Do you try and figure out what the snake is? Or do you say, you know what, screw the whole room. I'm leaving, I'm gonna roll a grenade in. I ain't got time to figure this out. I'm going the grenade route all day. I ain't got time to figure out who's poisonous or not. Listen, you guilty by association. Get out. Sorry, you want to get here? There's a process. And shout out to Honduras. Shout out to Honduras. Let me park here on that dog in a minute. My brother, International Quiet Storm, member of the Strong House for 18 months. He says, salute, Drew. I'll drop my membership and join Patreon on the 1st. Tired of YouTube taking your coins. I appreciate that, good brother. I appreciate that. And to all my members, I don't mind. Drop your membership and go follow me on Patreon. Because YouTube is on some, if y'all only knew, and they under pressure right now. Because I've been out loud about it. And they've been stepping in mouse traps for the last 4 months. And I got their ass. We lawyered up. Salute. Razor, what up? Destiny, what up, man? How you feel? She said, the fastest pet detective trying to outlaw the 14th Amendment will not also allow black folk to be enslaved again. Hopefully, the Supreme Court blocks the efforts. Nah, we're not going to be enslaved because we're naturalized. The 14th Amendment protects black people because we're here. Them, I mean, us and Native Americans. It's in there. Read it. Read it. It's the 14th Amendment. It was for us. 1866 or 68, something like that. It was for us because we're naturalized citizens. We're here. And the Native Americans, they done stole their land, but they became grandfathered in off of their laws. He can't bend it. He can't bend it. D'Artagnan 8, salute. Oh yeah, the anchor baby. Well, we're gonna discuss that too. And you know what? That's a cheat code. That's a cheat code because the cheat code was if these cats come here and hump and make a baby, and the baby's born in Texas somewhere, that means the family says, "Oh, we're not American, but the baby is." So what that mean? I'm gonna break down what that law is. It's not what people think. It's not what people think. But enslaving black people, no. That's not what that is. That's not what that is. D'Artagnan 8, I appreciate you, good brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Thank you guys so much. The support goes a long way. It also supports my legal hammer on YouTube. I'm having so much fun with this, man. Destiny, go subscribe to my Patreon. I'm gonna get loose over there. She calls him the fastest pet detective. That is hilarious. Listen, let me this bears repeating. I'm not a Trump guy. I didn't vote for him. But as it pertains, give me a second, Destiny. I'll drop the link. Give me a second. As it pertains to this situation, this has to be done. Now, I mentioned the Honduras president, that chick. That female dog is crazy. She is whacked out of her skull. Let me give you what she said. I'm just going to sum it up. The United States is packing up, I don't know how many Hondurans that are here legally. I don't know how many. But she's packing them up and sending them back to Honduras. She don't want them back. She don't want them back. Now, I don't know why you don't want your people back, why you want us to deal with them, but they ain't supposed to be here. There's a process to get here. And just Night Train, salute. And if you don't follow the process, that don't mean my tax dollars got to take care of you. That is unfair to me. I work 6 days a week. What are you talking about? Why am I taking care of you? So he's like, get out of here. Go back there. We got our own issues. You know what the Honduran president said, that woman? You know what she said? Jamel, what up? Oh, I know, Jamel. I just read it, brother. You know what that woman said? She basically said, fine, you do that. We're going to boot the U.S. military out of Honduras. Ladies and gentlemen, she just compared illegal migrants in our country doing Lord knows what. And I'm not saying all of them are bad, but they're here legally, using up our resources. We got enough problems. And she compared that to the U.S. military. Well, I'll be damned. Trump said, fine, I'm gonna hit you in the face with some tariffs. I'm gonna get my bread. We're gonna get our bread. Because in those other countries, there's no middle class. There's rich and there's poor. And that woman looks well taken care of. She don't want to deal with those poor folk. Ain't no rich folk ran over here illegally. Or the poor folk ran over here. So he said, get your ass out. Why am I taking care of some families with my tax dollars? What the fuck? What are you talking about? Get out. Get out. We got enough issues. This is just common sense. And this is another thing that was pointed out. This is another thing that I'm going to point out. And everyone's talking about this. This is just math at this point. When these people come here from other countries and work, that's fine. Even the ones that do it the legal route. But if you let the migrants come here and you let them work under the table, do they not send their money home? Do they not? They do. The American dollar goes really far wherever they're from. You add that money up, and I heard them talking about this. I'm listening to various networks. We're losing billions. Letting them come over here and they make a couple of $100, they don't put it back in the economy. They take a portion of that and send it home. So realistically, they're funding their other country. Those third world countries, they're funding it. That's why this bitch don't want the Hondurans to come back. Because if they're over here for about 10 years, they could fund their damn country. Am I lying? but dial it back because that might be a little too high tech for some people. Let me ask y'all a question. You leave your door open when you're taking out the trash. You come back into your house and there's a migrant woman and a man sitting there with his daughter and they just looking at you. You're like, get out. No speaking English. No, get out. That's basically what's happened. And imagine if you call the police and the police comes over, and imagine the police saying, well, you know what? Look, we just got word from the mayor. Look, you got room in the basement. Let them live in the basement. You know, take a portion of your check and they're going to give you a stipend, maybe like $500 a month. Just house them for a little while. What? That's not my responsibility. Yeah, well, you kind of left your door open. So what? I was taking the trash to the curb. Well, you left your door open and they walked in. So, you know, don't worry. They're going to give you a check every month to feed them. But don't be mean to them. Don't cut your water off or nothing like that, because if we find out you're being mean to them, you're going to be in violation of some sort of humane law. That's kind of what we're doing here. Look, man, I'm very protective of my tax dollars. I got my own issues, as do everybody in this chat. Destiny, I'm going to drop this link for you. I want to know what you're talking about. I want to hear your opinion. Destiny says, we get rid of undocumented workers will cause our economy to collapse. That's why the price of produce is going up. Eggs, for example. So we're going to keep these cats around because we don't want the price of eggs to go up. I'm sorry. They got to go, man. Yes, salute, Queen. Come on, Destiny. I want to hear your opinion, baby. If anybody wants to come up and have this conversation, just pull up. Please be respectful. Do not use any profane language. We're abiding by the rules of YouTube. Ain't that right, Miguel? Shout out to Miguel.
¡Ay, Miguel! ¡Miguel!
He be booting your family out too. You know what I mean? Jamal, that's what I'm saying. Brother Reef in the building, salute. That's what I'm saying. Mike Lewis, salute. Look, if you're undocumented, I was never cool with that. There's a teeter-totter. The dude in my city that set that woman on fire, he was an undocumented migrant, man. He wasn't supposed to be here. And I work for Transit, y'all. We have a chat group. I saw that video first. And I saw a video that y'all didn't see. It looked fake. I said, what is this? Is that a person? Are they filming a movie? No. And dude was sitting there the whole time. I didn't know until they caught him on the news. I said, wait a minute. I looked at the video. I said, that was him who did it. They didn't know. The cop was right there. He didn't know that was a guy that set her on fire. I live in a sanctuary city. These people are just walking around. Well, Trump put the kibosh on all of that. And now they're heading for the hills. Yo, get out of here, man. We got enough nuts running around here. Amanaz, you can click the link if you want. We can have this conversation. Cameron, what up, Queen? How are you? Let me pin it. I pinned it to the top. I'm on both channels. Let me pin it here too. Pin. There we go. It's pinned on both channels. So anybody want to come on and have this conversation, it's cool. Just please be, come on, man. I'm lazy. My computer's fixed. I just ain't go back to my boy's house to pick it up. It's right there across the street. Stephen X, salute, King. What up, man? How you feel? Yeah, Razor. Yeah, exactly. We didn't get. Look, I'm not willing to keep all these migrants here because the price of eggs is going up. Young Hollywood, salute. No, that's a small sacrifice. I'm allergic to eggs anyway. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't. I don't care about that. It's a sacrifice. You're not going to get 100% what you want with anything. Anybody here work a job where you have a union? When it comes time to bargain for something, you're not going to get 100% of what you want. You got to give up something. That's just how it works. I'm not willing to have umpteen million migrants here to do a job that people don't want to do. And if we don't do it, the price of eggs is going to go up. Come on. I just said, Anthony, what up? I just said they were closing. Stormy in Chicago, he could tell you. They closed up schools. There was kids going to school. There was nothing wrong with those schools, but they closed the damn schools up to house the migrants, and now these dudes is walking in your neighborhood like the Walking Dead. Weren't they walking? Isn't there a block, a dangerous ass block in Chicago called O Block or something? These dudes was over there throwing gang signs. Are those good, clean, and wholesome, I don't know, Venezuelans, whoever they were, looking here to do the jobs that we ain't trying to do? No. They had cell phones. Cell phones. And they're walking through a gang neighborhood. And it's like, what the hell? What? Prostitution, committing crimes? What did they do in Colorado? They took over a whole housing complex. What? What? In New York, they jumped on some cops. It was on video. I'm looking at that like, goddamn. One of them was a sergeant. They beat those guys up, arrested them, and they were released on their own recognizance. And I said that road fucked up. And then they put them on a bus and sent them to Texas. That's what you do? You don't want to kick those dudes out. Let me listen. For the most part, everyone in here is black, right? If you get pulled over, because I heard they lock these guys up and they don't even have no ID and they're releasing them. If you get pulled over by a police officer and you don't have no driver's license, what's happening to you? If you have a cool cop that's trying to, and it's an hour before he clock out and he don't want to deal with the paperwork, he be like, yo, you know what? How far you live? 2 miles? Go home. Go home, man. I don't want to deal with this. But you know, Snoop, what up? You know you're getting locked up. Out here, you driving, you don't have your license on you, you don't have no insurance, you got a plate, Uncle Rick, what up? You got a plate missing, you get pulled over for anything out here. And if you ain't correct, you're getting locked up, buddy. You got migrants out here beating up cops and getting locked up and released. Huh? And we supposed to keep them because our groceries going up? Listen, I'll deal with the groceries. I need them out. I need them out. And the anchor babies, Trump is trying to flip that. I believe that, Uncle Rick. Like I said, I didn't vote for him. I voted for Cornel West. I want to talk about reparations, but that's another thing. And Rick, you should know about this. You've been seeing what these others have been saying. They don't, like I was saying earlier, they're not coming in with us, buddying up with us. When we wanted a black and brown brotherhood, we were ignored. Make your own neighborhood. They look down on black people. They look down on us worldwide. There's a whole black town in Mexico that I just found out about like 3 years ago. There's a whole black town over there. And they say that they're treated like outcasts. Now they come here and they're around black Americans. They call us lazy. They don't want nothing to do with us. And if we allow them to stay here, Where's our reparations discussion? You notice that conversation fell to the wayside when they started hopping the fence, crawling under barbed wire here? You think they are going to want to talk about reparations? No, they don't want us having shit. They look down on us. When we wanted to a brotherhood with them, and we was telling them, y'all not them, they ain't want to listen. They're too busy buddying up with them. And Trump came in here and said, no, I'm talking about dollars and cents. We're being taken advantage of. And he's right. He's right. He's right. We're being taken advantage of. And people are like, what are you talking about? What I just told you. These cats come here, they make money, and they send money back home. We are funding the other countries. That's why that bitch in Honduras, she don't want those, I don't know how many, few million Hondurans coming back, or 500,000, whatever. She don't want them coming back there. Why not? Those are your people. Why don't you want them to come back? Why don't you want them to come back? We're literally funding them. They're not putting, no, listen, listen. I noticed for a fact the Jewish community, the dollar exchanges from hand to hand at least 8 times before it leaves their community. The black community, 1 time. Niggas get a hold of some money, they buy some Jordans. Bye. Gone. Jewish person gets a hold of some money, he goes to the Jewish store owner, makes a purchase. Then that guy says, I want to buy my lady a nice piece of jewelry. He goes to his Jewish jeweler up the block and around the corner. 8 times that money exchanges before it leaves the community. And what they're doing is they're forming their own communities, making American money and sending some home. And it's worse when you're undocumented. You're literally draining your own swamp. And this chick was on here grandstanding saying, if you send these people home, we're kicking your military out. Well, cool. Kick us out. Russia will run right up in there. This is our island now. Help, America. No, you told us to get out. So we're going to mind our business. What up, Putin? That's your problem now. You compared 500,000 Hondurans who are here illegally to some American soldiers? Yeah, that's some women logic right there. Uncle Rick says, we are all Americans. Everyone about to see what that means. It's time for all of us to be equal in the eyes of the law and government. What's difficult about that is it's great. But you know, there's always some people, you know, the closest we got to being unified was 9/11. And that faded off after a while. You feel me? Anchor babies don't guarantee citizenship, y'all. I'm gonna read to y'all an article that explains what it is. But what Trump is trying to do, he's trying to kill all of that. Auntie Jenny says, same thing happened in the UK when we left the EU. Wow. You know, I'm not that rounded about that, but I did hear some things. There was a lot of things I saw on the news, man. People fighting in the streets. I was like, damn, what the hell's going on over there? It's crazy. Some crazy stuff, man. And again, let me say this. I'm not a Trump guy. Not a Trump guy. But with this, I gotta say I agree, man. Because I live in a sanctuary city. Some of y'all may not. And I ended up in a place, matter of fact, I drive in the Bronx. Some of my boys that drove in Manhattan downtown, the things they were telling me, they're like, yo, these motherfuckers getting on the bus looking. He said the dude got on the bus with a swastika tattooed on the side of his head. Ride the bus uptown and ride the bus downtown and crosstown. It's like, whoa. He's like, I'm driving with these dudes. He said these dudes, they weren't even like Latino. These guys was like Ukrainian or something. on the bus, tattoos on their face, looking crazy. It's like, and he kept looking at me. He said, "That is a goddamn swastika on his head. What the hell?" Freedom of expression, right? But does that apply to you when you're here illegally? You're entitled to my tax dollars to pay for your food and housing? You gotta be kidding me, man. Why I gotta pay for him? And dial it back. He's not even here legally, man. Eric Adams, our mayor, he said, the money we put in, taking care of these people, and he did this under duress. He admitted it. He did it under duress. He was like, yo, man, we're not going to feel it now, but the money we exhausted in the city, we're going to feel it later. City employees, when it's like, all right, man, it's 2 years, we need our cost of living raise, ain't no money. What you mean ain't no money? 2 years ago, that money we exhausted on migrants, that was y'all raise right there. Mayor Adams said it. He said, we ain't gonna see it now. Give it about 2 to 3 years. When it's time to give the cops the raise, the firemen a raise, the bus drivers a raise, Department of Environmental Protection. Those are the people that make the city run. Transit, the buses, the trains, the firemen, the police, the EMT workers. You got to get the people having the difficulty to the doctor. But if the cats is living, this city is expensive as hell. If you live in here and you don't get a cost of living raise, but your rent goes up $500, and then grocery goes up, it goes up, what are you going to do? What, it's supposed to level out because you let a billion migrants here for free, undocumented? So what portion of them is supposed to help us out of this rut while we're ducking and dodging the criminals that are taking over corridors in Colorado, man? This is just basic stuff to me. There's a way to get here. There's a process. I don't know what the hell Biden was thinking. I don't know what the hell Kamala was thinking, because they were behind the wheel when this happened. This is common sense. Try to go to another country the way they came here. Ain't gonna work out for you. They're gonna put your ass in a prison. You're gonna be getting bread and water. And then they're gonna boot your ass out. They're gonna boot you out. You can't do this anywhere else. Cats coming through Canada to get here, coming through Mexico to get here, and those countries are letting them do it. What, they just come in here, what they doing? Or they going to America, let them go. And see, that's the thing. I was talking with my wife earlier. She said, that's stupid. I said, what's stupid? Because they show a picture or a video of these migrants getting on this big old jumbo jet. My military people know what that is. Getting on this big old jumbo jet to deport them. And my wife was saying, it's crazy because now they're trying to deport them to the country they're not from. I said, where they sending them? They said they sent them to the country that they came to get to our country. I said, well, that's just as good. King Corleone, salute. I said, that's just as well. You know why? That country let their ass do it.
Whoa!
So if Mexico, for example, allowed 80,000 people to come to land on their shores and walk on those trails that we saw on the news, to hop the fence to get to Texas or wherever, or California or whatever, cool. Put them on a jumbo plane, drop them off there, and say, you came here, fine. You're gonna follow that same trail, go right the F back there. And when Mexico says, hey man, what they doing here? Don't know. But you tell them, take that same trail and go to that water and go back to where you came from. Because they ain't staying here. So if they can't stay with you, why they gotta stay with us? What was dial it back for a minute. What was the play? Why did everyone decide to come here? rich folk in this country couldn't be that high on cheap labor. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Exactly, King Corleone. They got Haitians going to Venezuela. Look, the dude that I saw, did y'all see the video of that dude shouting out Obama? The Haitian dude spoke perfect English, but they caught him doing what? Something illegal. And they packed his ass up. And while he was putting him in the car, yo, man, shout out to Obama. Well, yeah, okay. Obama's not in office, man. You're like 8 years removed. And you's a criminal? Bye. And then, Stephen X, you saw that, right? And then you found out, he said he had 13 convictions and he was walking around. What are we talking about here? And we talking about the price of eggs? Where's Destiny? I want my sister to educate me on what she was saying. I don't want him here. Y'all trying to raise families, right? I don't want these people here. Yo, right by where my depot is, there was some trailers there, like mobile homes. And I'm like, first they were there, and I'm like, okay, because it's like a dead block. I said, okay. And then a couple of months go by, it started looking more dirty. Like, man, they really making camp here, aren't they? I'm like, I don't know who that is. And then one day I'm leaving work, and the police was out there. So I asked somebody that works there at night, I said, what's going on over there? They say, yo, come to find out, those are some migrants from whatever country, and they were running a prostitution ring. They had girls up in those damn things and dudes. And I used to see cars spin the block. I'm like, what are they doing over there? They were parking up, going in there, banging the chicks out, paying money and leaving. They had a ring right there by my job. This is not the place for that. The police went in there, they scouted it, they packed that up. The trailers are gone, and I think cats got deported. And those girls are being trafficked, come to find out. Right here in the Bronx. Are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. I'm cool with the price of eggs. Bro, what? All right. Monkey Tuesday. Yo, pause. Pause. Give me 1 second, y'all. Bro. This is pause of the century. Hey, this kid, man, I swear to God, bro. Ain't no pause. That kid is a pillow biter. Anyway. King Corleone says, I can't lie. I'm laughing at these Mexicans that are crying about the deportation when they voted for Trump. Let me reiterate if you're just now showing up. Yeah, by the way, all the cats that they catching, Brother Reef, a lot of those guys you found out have priors. So you're here legally and you come here because we're so relaxed. And Trump said, nope, get out. But I'm not from Mexico. Well, you came in through there. So we're going to drop you off there and you're going to go the other way now. Figure it out. Because you can't come back here. Big Joe Townsend, salute. You can't come back here. Not our problem. I'm with that. I'm with that. So all of these, it was a lot of women that I seen that are uneducated about the 14th Amendment. And they were talking about, oh, black people, they could do the same thing to you. Where you getting that? No. You're a citizen. You sound nervous. Are you being processed? You waiting for your papers? Could you be on that plane or train or bus somewhere out of here? Why should I be sympathetic towards you? Because that's the other thing I'm talking about. Man, when we wanted to buddy up and make it a black and brown thing since the 80s. Exactly, Uncle Rick, where they gonna send me? I'm born and raised here. Mad generations, what you talking about? I ain't going nowhere. The 14th Amendment says so. You know what I love? I got two friends. Their grandparents are from the old country. One is from Argentina. The other one is from Venezuela. Their parents were born here, and they're born here, and their kids obviously are born here. Their grandparents are dead. They're here. They can't get deported. They're American. Like 4 generations, 3 or 4 generations. They're here. And their grandparents went through the process. Worked jobs, and then died, had kids, and their kids had kids, and their kids had kids. That's how you do it. No criminal record that I know about. That's how you do it. They didn't hop a fence and come here and hide out and say, I'm just gonna pack the truck with these bananas and stay off the radar. And the price of produce gonna go down. I don't get it. A condo, my brother, salute. This is crazy. But let me read, I read the Constitution. 14th Amendment in the United States Constitution was passed in 1868 to guarantee equal rights and citizenship to all people, especially formerly enslaved people. The amendment was a response to the discriminatory black codes in the South after the Civil War. This was made specifically for us and Native Americans because they were here already. So I don't know what this crap on TikTok is. Why you want us to stick up for you? And again, I'm like that, y'all. I don't care. They want to dance with us, dance our music, take credit for our music, take credit for our dancing, take credit for our inventions, call us lazy, call us the N-word and everything else. There have been migrants that came here and talked crazy to some of my coworkers. Like, what are you talking about? New York is one of the only places I know where people get mad at you when they ask you a question and you don't speak their language. I'm dead serious. I work with the public and I'm like, how are you mad at me? Because I don't understand what you're saying. Excuse me.
What?
Hey,
What?
2 blocks that way, make a right. That's my answer to everything. 2 blocks that way, make a right. What the hell? You mad at me because I don't speak 5th century Congo, whatever the hell that was. Excuse me, sir. What? Sir. I'm sorry. I don't. And then get mad at, suck their teeth and storm off the bus. I'm like, what are you saying? My God. And that'll be a migrant. That'll be a migrant pissed at me. Me. Calling me lazy. I'm making 6 figures driving their funky ass around all day long. Blood money. But I'm lazy? And my black Americans are lazy? Huh? Joe Townsend said that's racist. Hey, man. It's not racist. I'm the right complexion. I can say that. It's racist when Donald Trump says it. Oh man, that's crazy. Beating on their chest and clicking, and I'm supposed to understand that. Huh? I'm like, bro.
What?
Where are you? Look, 2 blocks make a right. I don't know what the fuck you want from me. What do you want? Oh, you want to transfer? What do you want me to do? I'm gonna make that a short. That's funny as hell. But it's real. It happens to me. It's gonna happen to me tomorrow. Somebody's gonna get on my bus speaking a language I never heard of and get mad with me because I don't understand what the hell they're talking about. Happens every day. Sucking their teeth, rolling their eyes. I'm like, bro, what do you want me to do? And then they come here and call us lazy, and they want us with our money, our tax dollars, to pay for them to have a free ride here. And meanwhile, some of them are going upside New Yorkers' heads and robbing them and raping them and setting them on fire. And I'm supposed to be worried about the price of eggs? Sorry. No. That's a small, like I said, I'm dead ass allergic to eggs. Seriously. There. I'm good. I'll pay an extra $2 for some lactated milk. I'm good. I'll pay an extra $5 for some ramen noodles or whatever the kids eat. Look, gladly. Get out. Get out. Have y'all seen what Manhattan looked like? Y'all don't live here. I drove through there like, what the hell's going on? Why are these people in the street? We got tents in here. What is this? Huh? Chicago, have y'all live in, yo, you closing schools to house these dudes? Why? And I'll say it again. Did I see a EBT card receipt? The chick had $5,000 on it. Not only did she not speak English, but she was a migrant. She's not even a citizen. Somewhere in Projects USA, there's some single mom, and we're not going to talk about that, but there's a single mom with umpteen kids that really needs that money to feed the kids because of whatever she did. But at least she's a citizen. Get out. Go somewhere. Don't stay here. Go back to your country. They talk crazy about black people here. Have you ever seen their ghettos over there? See, ghettos over here, they don't even know how good they got it. You in a project, you on public assistance. You know what? Hot water is a luxury. Do y'all know that? Have y'all been to the Dominican Republic? Been on those bus rides and you saw what those hoods look like? Tin roofs and dirt floors. You're like, what the F's going on out here? Yeah, that's called real poverty. The only water stream that they have going through that town, there's a goddamn cow standing in the middle of it. That's where you get your water? So of course they come in, like I get shelter, hot water, I have access to a cell phone and cable. This is living for me. And all these fools that go to work every day, they're gonna pay for it? I'm good here. Yeah, Haiti, same thing. Right next door. Newsflash. I saw this documentary where the Dominicans don't like the Haitians. Why do you think? Because they're black. I saw it. I was like, yo, what's really? Everybody poor and broke over there. Well, not everybody, but you get my point. How the poor broke Dominicans gonna hate on the poor broke Haitians? There was something going on where the Haitians was coming over to DR and the Haitians was getting their ass kicked. Don't come here. Get your black ass over there. What? What's going? Wow. But everybody is hopping the fence to come over here because we're gonna give them some. We're gonna give them 3 meals a day, a EBT card with $5 grand on it, and hot water. Now let me read you this thing about the anchor babies, because there's a misconception about it. Anchor babies may be citizens, but their parents can still be deported. It's actually very difficult for undocumented immigrant parents of a U.S. born child to obtain legal safeguards against deportation or improve their immigration status. Consider these facts. The U.S. born children of immigrants cannot sponsor their parents for a green card until they are at least 21 years of age or older. So them coming over here and smashing and making a baby, and the baby's just born, that'll make you a citizen. The U.S. born children must be able to prove that they can financially support their parents once they are granted admission to the U.S. so that they don't become a burden on the public. Did y'all know this? Now again, what people were thinking is you come over here, you make a baby, you automatically grandfathered in because of that baby. No, there's still a process. This is what I'm reading here. The parents may also leave the U.S. for up to 10 years before they will be allowed to return through a legal process. If eventually granted a green card, the parents must wait for 5 years before they can apply for naturalization. What this means is that neither the parents of these so-called anchor babies nor the children who are U.S. citizens by birthright have any security. Which means the parents was that effed off. I don't care if they laid down and conceived the baby in New York, and by the time they got to California a year later, the baby's born. If they were on the run all that time, like, yo, sorry, we caught up to you because you gave birth in this hospital. The baby's American, but you got to get out, and we're not taking care of this kid, so you may as well take this kid with you. Kick the baby. Nor the children who are U.S. citizens by birthright have any security. They all must live in fear that immigration and customs enforcement, ICE, will sweep in someday and tear apart their families. Not my problem. We have our own problems. Y'all understand that? Not my problem. It's not. We have our own problems. My tax dollars shouldn't be supporting people who came here illegally. Our laws don't apply to them. And for those cats that are hiding out, if you're not supposed to be here, right? If you're not supposed to be here and your country don't want you, does that mean if you, I don't know, go missing, ain't no one gonna miss you? I don't know, reading between the lines, that's all I'm saying. I don't know. I ain't saying nothing. Yeah, I know a condo. I've heard all the stories, bro. It's real poverty is not what America is. These cats living in the projects out here they always eating. They got hot water, they got cable, they got cell phones. And they got Timberlands in the closet and a Gucci belt with some Jordans somewhere. An executive order President Donald Trump signed Monday night vows to end birthright citizenships in the U.S. despite broad legal consensus that the Constitution guarantees American citizenship to nearly everyone born on U.S. soil. Trump's order directs federal agencies to refuse to recognize U.S. citizenship for child born in the U.S. to mothers who are in the country illegally or here legally on visas if the father is not a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident. Y'all understand that? I shouldn't have to read that again. That was very cut and dry. Yeah, Snoopy, I heard something about that. I don't know, Joseph. I don't know, bro. There's that. There's right now, I can envision there's some super rich people that got about 5 of them on their property somewhere, just hiding. Just hiding. Bro, I can envision that. So basically, if they're here legally on visas, if their fathers are not U.S. citizens or of lawful permanent resident. All right? The order would deny U.S. citizenship, including passports, to those children born in the U.S. starting 30 days from now, if at least one parent isn't an American citizen or green card holder. You can make a baby, but somebody got to be a legal citizen here or at least have a green card. Immigrant rights advocates, just listen to that, y'all. Immigrant rights advocates are expected to quickly file legal challenges to Trump's decree. The administration was hit with a lawsuit less than 2 hours after Trump signed the order. The Supreme Court ruled more than a century ago that children born in the U.S. to foreign parents are U.S. citizens under the 14th Amendment. Read that again. The Supreme Court ruled more than a century ago that children born in the U.S. to foreign parents are U.S. citizens under the 14th Amendment. 14th Amendment. The only legally recognized exception applies when both parents are diplomats with immunity from U.S. laws. So if they're in Congress somehow, they're immune to that. Now, I just read you the 14th Amendment. Does that match what's being written here? However, a handful of legal scholars who favor the crackdown on immigration contend the 1898 ruling has been interpreted too broadly, and the current Supreme Court could allow the government to set stricter standards for citizenship. It's also unclear whether the courts will conclude Trump has any power to address the issue without an act of Congress to back him up. It took less than 2 hours for President Trump to be hit with a lawsuit over his executive order seeking to end the practice of near universal birthright citizenship in the U.S. Immigrant rights advocates brought the suit Monday night to federal court in New Hampshire on behalf of the group representing Indonesian migrants in the state, along with other groups representing Latinos and so-called dreamers, individuals brought to the U.S. as children by parents who entered or remained in the country illegally. Let me tell you something, man. Illegally means you broke the goddamn law. You broke the law. You shouldn't be here, man. You shouldn't be here. R says Trump could have been stopped if they had the normal FBI background check for government employee. Well, it's too late now. It's too late now. It's too late. The country has spoken. And although Trump is not a prince of a person, let me just ask the brother R, thank you for showing up. Never seen you before, but I have a question. Well, first of all, are you you're American, I'm assuming. Birthright citizenship is because of the so-called free slaves. Earlier, I read the 14th Amendment, my brother. And once we got right in 1868, birthright, that the 14th Amendment was specifically to cater to us. We weren't here illegally. We were brought here under duress. And it applied to Native Americans, which they called the Indians, and It applied to black people that were enslaved. It doesn't apply to people who came here. Oh, you're American black. All right, salute to you, good brother. It doesn't apply to people that hopped the fence or came up here on a boat illegally. There's a process. We have rules and regulations in place. And what I'm saying is, at what point do we alter the Constitution to fit people who are here illegally? Who are we when we let that happen? And the Democrat, the lesser of two evils. Well, you know, if that's how you view it, there's some crap with both parties. I'll admit that. But I'm just dealing with this as it is. Am I a Trump guy? No. You just pulled up. I'll just say it again. I voted for Dr. Cornel West. That was my vote, but I knew that Trump would win. I was very hopeful for Dr. Cornel West. Why? Because he discussed reparations. And that's something that a lot of migrants, they don't even want us to have that. They come over here and they're rude to us. Very rude. And they're rude to the damn country. They're over here, not all of them, but some of them are committing heavy crimes. We can't deport them and keep the good people. We can't alter the laws and say we're going to keep the people without criminal records. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You got to get all of them out because they all broke the law. All of them are criminals, technically. No, I understand that. You're getting too deep. I understand that. I understand that blacks here before Columbus. I know that. But I'm trying to keep the conversation as it pertains to what we're dealing with here. Anchor babies and the 14th Amendment. I understand what you're saying. I hear all of that. That's correct. That's correct. But 1868, we became free people. So when the Latinos are on TikTok saying that, hey, what's happening to the Mexicans and Venezuelans could happen to you, black man. No, it cannot. Not to me. Now, if you're talking about a black Haitian that we talked about that had a criminal record and that was here illegally, they're going to get him. If there's Africans that are here illegally, they're going to get them. If there's a Jamaican here illegally, they're going to get him. If there's somebody from Europe, a black man over here illegally, a white man over here illegally, they're going to get them. They ain't going to get me. I'm not going to debate that with you all. I'm not going to debate that with you. That religion can be an issue. Borders and countries, it can be an issue. But I don't expect Trump to fix that. But in order to fix that, we have to have some sort of order. You understand what I'm saying? Would everyone in the chat agree that there needs to be rules? There needs to be order. Because without order, what do we have? Chaos. Y'all want the migrants in your city? Not all of them are bad. But when they make the news, boy, do they make the news. Oh, I'm from New York. I live in New York. I work for transit. I saw the video of that woman set on fire before all of y'all saw it. The hour it happened, it hit my phone that same hour. I got footage of that. The person that was there filming it put it up on the we have a transit WhatsApp. And I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. I said, what the hell is this? Then it made the news like 2 hours later. I said, yo, the dude that did it was sitting on a bench. The cop didn't know that was him that did it. What did we find out? He wasn't supposed to be here. Wasn't supposed to be here. Now, all the migrants bad? No, I'm not saying that. There's actually people here looking for a better life because wherever the hell they came from, they ain't like it there. They ain't like it there. But there's still a process. We need to have laws in place. Because without laws, we have chaos. So everything you're saying about, religion and borders, I get it, brother. I get it. I get it. But we can't, in order to even address that, we got to deal with this. We can't let these millions of people suck up all our resources. And I know you just pulled up, brother, but when they sucking up the resources, that's a problem. It's a problem in every city sanctuary city. I just said, Eric Adams said, yo, we're not going to see it now, but we done dumped so much money in taking care of these people. When it comes time to give the civil servants a raise, we're going to have a problem doing that. Cost of living is going up. And when it's time to give us our 4%, 5%, 8% raise, they're going to be like, you ain't no money. How's there no money? I came to work every day. I did overtime. I paid taxes. What you mean ain't no money? We got to put that tax money you're paying, you have to catch up, because we done spent $1 billion taking care of these migrants that was running around downtown, feeding them, putting clothes on their back. Come on, man. This is chaotic. And the only reason why the countries don't want them there is because what they do when they work here, a bulk of them, they don't even plan on staying here. Let me put you up on game. I worked with a lot of Dominicans. You know what they did? They came to this country years ago. They got a city job, like transit, right? They made a lot of money driving trains, driving the bus, whatever they decided to do. And you know what they did? Like 15 years in their career, they started sending money home. They had family back in DR. They bought property, they built houses, and they retired from transit and took their pension and went back to DR to live. Big ass house in a nice neighborhood. They did it the right way. Their dollar stretches down there in DR. So if you have a $6,000 a month pension, I don't know, what is that, double, triple that in DR? And you done built your house in 5 years, the last 5 or 6 years of your career, you had a house built. You're living like a king. You don't need to be in New York no more. You did your 23 years, you got your pension, you go back down there. I know 3 former bus operators that did that. That's the hack right there. Now, imagine an illegal migrant making X amount of dollars and sending money back to their country. Imagine 1 million migrants working under the table, off the radar, but they're sending money back to their country, their family back there. They're funding their country and taking resources from us. We have to protect what we got going on over here. And that's why that chick in Honduras don't want those 500,000 Hondurans to come back there. Stay in America, send your money back here. You're funding us. And when Trump said, no, all of y'all gotta go. We're losing money. We're being pimped out here. She says, if you do that, we're gonna kick your military out. Fine, send the boys back. When Russia runs up on your beach and say, we're gonna run this island, don't call us. And by the way, take this tariff with you. Man. Oh, I feel what you're trying to say, brother. But I don't care who sent them here. All of this happened under the Democrats' watch. You know what I got with the Biden era? We got the migrant issue here. I got trannies bouncing on the White House lawn. I got Saucy Santana and Trina, a rundown stripper from Miami, talk about no vote, no vucking. And while Trump was running, he had his policies on his site available to read. And I go to Kamala, and for a month, she was selling merch. I wanted to know what she was doing. And then when she sat down and tried to have a conversation, she was trying to burn Trump. And it's like, I already know he's a dork. I want to know what you're going to do, Ma. And everything she did was break the Trump glass. You're not going to get in the White House like that. Tell me how you coming, Ma. I gave her a chance. And she failed. I'm like, ay, ay, ay. R says, and technically, if you are an asylum seeker, you're not illegal. Nah, brother. What are you seeking asylum from? There's nothing going on in Honduras other than there's no money. And not everybody's an asylum seeker. Because some of these dudes come over here that need to be in the insane asylum. They jumped the NYPD officers. And they beat them up and they got arrested and released. I ain't got time to figure out who's part of the good people, bad people. Round them up, send their ass back to where they came from. And if they want to get here, go through the process. Because the criminals won't pass the process. I don't want them here, bro. I don't want them here. It's not safe. Y'all don't know about the girl that went out. That little scenario I gave at the top of the show about what if you walk to the curb, drop off your garbage, you come back, there's 3 people in your house, a man, a woman, and their kid, and it's like, huh, get out. And then you call the police say, well, you know, let him stay. What? You know what happened in the Bronx? Woman wakes up out of her fucking bedroom and there's a dude sitting on her living room couch. He came in through the fire escape window. And he's like, what the fuck? He's just sitting there. Didn't speak any English. And this is a woman. She ran back and called the police. Police showed up, was like, yo, what's your name? And he's just sitting there. Of course he was a migrant. And of course he spoke Spanish. But he just came in through the fucking window and sat down in this woman's house. And guess what? That's what y'all see. The amount of stuff, I still got buddies in the NYPD. I hear a lot. The shit that you don't see, my God, no, they gotta go. Believe me when I tell you. Watch for the hook in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. He says, Drew, why don't these people that call us lazy go back and fix up their homeland? Good question. Good question. We lazy and everything else, but they ain't got no hot water. BPMV in the building. Salute, brother.
What's going on?
Talk to me.
All right. The previous brother just made the point, right? We lazy, right? Mm-hmm. But you're right. How come they can't fix up their homeland? And I'll take it a step further. Isn't it amazing how they come over to America, they vie to be the quote unquote model minority, but you can't even be the model majority where you from.
Make it make sense.
I'll take it a step further. Now, how is that all these black folk with black fur skin with white around their eyes? I'm trying not to talk badly about people. Mm-hmm. They doing the cape on, right, for all these quote unquote asylum seekers, right? Mm-hmm. But here's the cold part: we fighting harder for them. Their own country don't even want them back.
There you go. There you go. Why are we fighting so hard for them? What's going on, bro?
Dude, I bet you when them people left Colombia and Puerto Rico, El Salvador, Ecuador, and all that country was happy. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, right. we sent them back, and that country mad. You know what I'm saying? But it's like we fight. It's amazing how we find time to fight everyone else's battles, but we don't fight our own.
Bro, I'm past that. I'm past that, man.
Facts.
I'm past that, man. I'm keeping it real because I'm living it. I pay taxes. I work hard for mine. I only make 6 figures. And I know, ain't nothing to sneeze at, but I'm saying I work. Why am I paying for some dude that's not supposed to be here? I don't care if it's a dude with his family, whatever. Look, I got my own problems, man. I'm working here. Why am I paying for you? Why can't you do things legal? I can't do that in your country.
Facts.
Get out of here, man.
Like, could you imagine if we went to one of them countries, right? Be it one of the Latin countries or an Asian country or a Middle Eastern country with nothing. And we just say, we want free healthcare, free dental care, free college education. You have to give us housing. You have to give us this, that, and there. Only day we go in there with our appetite and our hands out. They'll look at us and be like, man, if you don't take this shovel and dig something.
we'll be dead by that night.
I tried to be nice about it.
In some countries, we'll be dead by that night.
Facts.
Get out of here, man. You're getting over here, you're getting free light and gas and getting cell phones and the EBT card.
Facts.
Why? For what? For what? Because we look, man. I'm telling you, and I work for the city of New York. Okay, when it comes time for us to get our raise, that's going to be a problem. And they're going to say because of the migrant crisis. We spent billions on there. Billions. Chicago, same thing.
Oh, man.
Same thing. I think, is it Los Angeles? An asylum city too? I mean, look, this is ridiculous. Get them the hell out of here. If I got to choose between them and my family, I'm choosing my family 100% of the time. I'm choosing New York 100% of the time. There's women that got to get up at the ass hour of the morning and travel. They got to worry about people going upside their head, let alone a migrant. This is crazy.
Facts. Let's go a step further. Now, it's amazing how they talk about how black people don't like to learn nothing, right? But meanwhile, like in New York, Chicago, and Detroit, I'm pretty sure there are more. They turned our schools, shut the schools down, turn them into living centers for the migrants.
I said that earlier. Absolutely.
Oh, my bad. I just got on here.
Yeah, no doubt. No. But you're right. They did that. They did that in Chicago. They was like, yo, my son goes to this school. What you mean you shutting it down to house some people that's not supposed to be there? This is crazy talk. R in the chat says, I got a key question. Since everyone is using the tax argument, do you really think your taxes will get lower? No, but it's not help. Why are my tax dollars going to these dudes that ain't supposed to be here? That's what I'm talking about, brother R. Why am I paying for people that are here illegally? If someone walks into your house, are you supposed to feed them? They become a bill in your house. That's how I use the example. If you go to the curb to drop off the garbage, you turn around and go in your living room, you're like, oh, there's a couple there with a man, a woman with their child. And it's like, what? You call the police and police says, man, just feed them. What? When the fuck did that become my problem? Oh, well, they're migrants. So get them out. They're not supposed to be. So you mean to tell me they hopped the fence in here illegally and now they done walked in my fucking house and now they become my responsibility? I go to work every day, already got my own family, now I gotta feed them? So what? That's not my problem. Ain't no one told them to come here. Yeah, but they ran from, Boogaloo somewhere and they're cutting heads over there. I don't care. That's not my problem.
And then they come over here and do even more.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't care. Listen, family. Y'all can care about the asylum seekers if you want to. But if you have to choose between them and your family, what are you doing? You can't fix the world. Y'all run around saying, a lot of y'all run around saying, yo, man, U.S. need to mind their business, get out of everyone else's business and blah. Cool, I agree. They need to mind their business. Send their ass back the way they came from, bro. This is not my problem.
I'll take it a step further. If shoe on the other foot, if we as FBA went to Colombia or El Salvador or whatever, and we said, "Oh, we need you. We need your help," they won't help us.
No, they wouldn't. They don't, especially because we're black. Brother R says, "I'm just talking about the productive refugees." You see, the issue with that is, brother, we don't know who the productive ones are, and we don't know who the criminals are. Remember what I said? Remember what Muhammad Ali said? If you put me in a room full of snakes and you only told me 5 of these snakes are poisonous, you ain't got time to figure out which snakes are poisonous. You got to clear the room of the snakes. All of them got to go. I ain't got time to be figuring shit out.
Yep, and he said 5 out of 200. So 5 out of 200 are not poisonous.
Right, so 5% I'm going to get bit and die. So I don't want to figure it out. Get rid of all the snakes. Now, I don't know what percentage are criminals and what percentage are good people, but what I'm saying is we ain't got the finances to figure it out. We don't. We done spent billions on people that are not supposed to be here. Get out. I don't care where you're from. Go away. Why are my tax dollars supporting you because you don't want to be where you were born? That ain't got nothing to do with me. Salute Rachel. She says, there are those that wait hella years to be approved. People, exactly. There are people that are going the right route to get here. And while they're waiting and doing it the right way, you got these dudes hopping the fence. How's that fair? That's waiting online at the supermarket, and here comes some dude just hopping over, and while you waiting to pay, they're hopping over, they're cutting the line and saying, you know, F paying. I'm just walking out the store with the product. You're like, what? I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing the right thing. I'm gonna pay for this product and I'm gonna pay tax on it. But this dude just walked out the front door. Oh, well, I feel bad for him because, you know, he's not from here. So? So what? How's that fair to me that have abided by the laws? I grew up in New York, never been arrested, never broke the law. And now you're telling me I gotta take care of some grown folk that broke the law to be here? If we don't have any laws, what do we have? Anarchy. And some of these places where they're from, they exist off of anarchy. And they want to come here and look down on me as a Black American at FBA? You want to look down on me? You're better than me? You want to talk about your work ethic? Motherfucker, I don't care about your work ethic. Why don't you work on that green card? Holler at me when you get one.
Can I go a step further?
Go ahead.
Are Black people aware, right? I'm speaking about Black people in large. Are Black Americans aware in large how many of those Latin-based countries in the 21st century still operate on the color casting system? So here it is, we throwing the cape on for us. Man, just by your complexion alone,
so
they'll put you as a second-rate citizen, third-rate citizen.
Mm-hmm.
And we sitting up here, and you wonder why you go to those bodegas, they treat you like crap. You go to those Latino barbershops, they treat you like crap. That's because they taking whatever their status is in their homeland or what they want it to be. They have that mentality over here. It's not gonna be. It's not some quote unquote. They're not coming over here and say, "Oh, let's have some amalgamation or some black brown correlation." No, they like. Here's the thing, right? I know I'm going long winded. Approximately 80% of Latinos, they identify as white.
I know, bro. I know that. I've seen that conversation. I've seen it, bro.
And I'm talking about ones who look like, damn, they look like 7'8". I mean, I ain't dissing 7'8", but get
no. There's a lot of dark skin, bro. I'm in New York, bro. I've witnessed a lot of weird shit. I'll just say that.
Yes, and if you ever want to get into a fight, call a Latino person black.
Bro, it's weird.
They will cuss you out front and back, be like, I ain't black, yada, yada. There are only like a handful of them who acknowledge their black.
You get around these white folk, they find out what they are in a minute. The brother R says the ones you see working tend to be productive. It's not complicated. That's not true, brother. Because even right here, I've been around drug dealers that worked conventional jobs and drove shitty cars and was off the radar, but had hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. I've been around that. I've seen it. Back before I was working for the city, I've seen that. And that was their cover. They worked rinky-dink jobs and dressed bummy and drove bummy-ass cars, but I knew what they were doing. They were selling drugs, and they had hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they stayed off the radar because they had BS jobs. And you never know you were standing next to a kingpin. So these foreigners, they're not stupid. They know how to move like that. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Rachel. All we're saying is we got to respect these laws. You have to respect our laws. If you don't respect the laws, what do we have? We can't fault Donald Trump for nailing this because I didn't like it, bro. There were some spots in New York that I had to tell family, look, don't go around there. There's a migrant place there, and these cats is all in the street. You don't know who's crazy, you know who's criminal. They're snatching phones. They busting people upside their head. They brought their bullshit from their country over here. And when they do get caught, you detain them for a while and they set them out back in the street. The pipe bombers, when they did that to the NYPD, it was on videos and they laughed about it. They laughed about it. But if they pulled out their guns and plugged them, it'd have been something else. I'm gonna tell you something. They should have did that. Because their lives was in danger.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Rachel says, Drew, if someone broke into your house and you found them, oh wait, it jumped on me. And you found them, is it okay for them to occupy your house because they cook and clean? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's weird, bro. It's weird. It's weird. I don't understand. What are we doing? That's what I'm saying. Someone breaking your house and like, my house was dirty as fuck when I left it. Why is it so clean? And then the wife is cleaning the bathroom, the husband is washing your dishes, and the kid is vacuuming. It's like, all right, I appreciate this, but where's my gun? You shouldn't be in here. Who the hell are you?
Can I go a step further?
Go ahead.
Let's talk about how some of these governors in some of these states, right? They're saying it with the whole chest. This is before Trump's inauguration. They said it with their chest. They're not sending that migrants back.
Mm-hmm.
And they said it with their chest. So my thing is this. So when is it okay to break the law? When is it okay to break the law?
Who are we if we don't abide by the laws? I know right here on American soil, before you pulled up, I gave the example of if you was driving your car and you get pulled over, you don't have your license, you don't have your insurance, you're pretty much going to jail. If you don't have it on you, even if you have a license, let's say you left your house with your wallet, without your wallet, and you ain't got no license, no registration, no proof of your insurance. That at that moment, they're gonna say, all right, we can't confirm who you are. You're leaving in handcuffs. We got to tow this car. When we find out who you are, you get everything back. You're gonna get a summons because you're not supposed to be driving like that. But the probability of you getting locked up is high. Now, let's take it a step further. Let's say you don't have no license. And then you don't have a license, and then you find out that you have a warrant. What do you think's happening? You're getting locked up. Meanwhile, you got a migrant hopping the fence, beating on cops. He gets locked up and released the same day, and they're laughing about it. And meanwhile, my tax dollars are paying for their food and board. You got to be crazy. You got to be crazy.
Can I go a step further?
Go ahead.
Because that was a terrific analogy that you used. I think it was around 2017, 2018. And if I'm wrong, I stand to be corrected. In certain states like California, New Mexico, Arizona, if you are basically, if you drive in America and you if you're a foreigner, an immigrant, whatever, and they can't repo your car.
What?
Look it up. I'm not playing. It was in I don't know if the bill's, I know they passed it. I don't know if the bill is still approved, but it was like not quite 10 years ago.
Sheesh.
But it was quite fitting that you used that analogy, because I'm like, because some of them foreigners, they're foreigners who, nationality being with an L, if you actually if they got caught driving out of license and stuff, you can't repossess their car.
That's wild. Let me read it. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like not quite 10 years ago.
R says, I'm not pro-Hispanic. You will never see me say black and brown. They never say brown and black. I just go by right and wrong. Okay. My response to that is, coming over here legally, the term illegally is wrong. They're not supposed to be here. Then he's adding the sister Rachel. He says, I look at intent and motive and logic. The motive for Trump to do this is to cater to the KKK fan base. I will never support a cracker. A KKK fan base.
Oops, let me get that one. Nope, Drew, let me give you a break. since he wants to go there, when you look at the vast majority of those Nazis from Germany, where they got caught, where did they get caught? They got caught in those Latin-based countries. Since he wants to go there.
Did you hear the same thing I heard? I thought Adolf Hitler hid in Argentina.
Oops.
Yeah, he hid in Argentina. I heard that's where he was hiding. Yeah, I heard that's where he died. I heard Argentina, they hid a lot of Nazis over there. That's what I heard. I don't know, that's what I heard. But again, to the brother R, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm just talking about something that he's doing. Look, he's in the White House. Ain't nothing we can do about it. I mean, they tried to blick him off. It didn't work. Whatever. But I'm dealing with this. And as it pertains to how he's handling it, I agree with it. Stephen X says Argentina was full of Nazis. Yeah, well, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. As far as it pertains to this conversation, he's handling the people that are breaking the law. When you're saying that you're here legally, that's breaking the law. So that's just what it is, man.
Can I go a step further?
Go ahead.
Since he wants to go there, in California, they have a group called the Subsiders, a Latino-based group. They said, ask them what that signal is. That symbol, one of their signals, they got SWAT signals, man. It's that symbol.
Huh. And they're Latino?
Yes.
Bro, you know why I know you're telling the truth? We used to have these trolls, goofing around with us on YouTube, and they were Mexican Nazis, bro. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
They had a logo and everything. It was the strangest thing. They're not around anymore. They were called the BMX boys, whatever. It was crazy. I said, you guys are what? Mexican, not what? Man, it was crazy, man. Those are the dudes that had the video up calling Champ Side a monkey. Those guys. It was them. They also had a video up saying, I'll slap that camouflage do-rag off your head. They were talking about me. And I said, well, I'm outside. I'm at all the fights. When you see me, come do it. We'll see what happens, but nothing happened. R says, personally, I'm more worried about the white boy with a gun. I'm worried about everybody with a gun. Worried about everybody with a gun. I'm worried about migrants over here with access to the guns. I'm worried about the migrants that came into Colorado and took over a whole building, like Nino Brown did the corridor in New Jack City. That's what I'm concerned about. I'm worried about all of that. You know what I mean? This is sickening. And I'm just and listen, please don't get it confused. I'm not saying that Donald Trump is a prince of a person. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that this is something, this migrant issue, it's been a problem. And it was a problem when Biden was sitting in the office. And there's a whole lot about Biden that I could say. I just mentioned some things. I didn't like no vote, no bucking. I didn't like when he say, if you're black, you vote for me. I didn't like that. I didn't like how his son dropped a piece of cocaine in the damn White House. What the hell was that, bro? And then he pardoned himself. Look, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. But 4 years of the Dems, and that's what we got. That's what we got. We got, and the icing on the cake was migrants hopping the fence. And I live in a sanctuary city, and I don't like it. And we don't spend X amount of dollars supporting people that were here illegally, right? And now I'm a civil servant. Hopefully, by the time when it comes for us to get raises, I'll be retired by then. But that's going to affect the hirees that came in way after me. They're going to be like, yo, I need my raise. What's going on? Well, sorry. We're going to spend 2 point whatever billion on migrants. This is crazy. They need to take their asses back to their damn homeland. They're coming over here making money, sending money home, and those people don't want them back because they're eating off of our dollar. That's what they're doing. They're not circulating the money within the American market, in the economy. They're sending it back to their economy. That's why they don't want their asses back there. Having them stay here is yanking the rug from underneath our own feet. It's not a good business move. Get them out of here, man. And then, now, with that being said, The other portion of that is the people that are over here that are doing that are performing criminal activities. Oops. This is the problem. And how you fix it? Well, I can't determine who's good and who's bad, but you know what? All of y'all gonna get out. All y'all gonna get out. Get the hell out.
Can I go a step further?
Go ahead.
Because you mentioned jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you caught this. This was probably like 2024, 2023. And it was in California. And the Democrats had a meeting, and they were Latino Democrats. It was in the Southern California area. And they were talking about 21st century redlining. You had them talk about something. They were like, yeah, don't hire blacks to work here. And they were talking about saturating this particular area. I'm gonna see the video. And what happened was they got mad because I guess this is one of the 5 snakes that were not poisonous, because he or she leaked it. Because he was talking about how Latinos were treating black. I'm not even gonna say how they were treating black people at the workplace, but how they were making sure black people didn't even get jobs there. And then, and instead of focusing on who said what, they were focused on who leaked the tape.
See what I mean?
And this is true. This happened within like the last few years. Yeah,
I can't deal with that, bro. I can't deal with that.
And this is real deal.
Look at Jamie Bernard. He said he used to live a couple of blocks away from that Aurora, Colorado takeover. You see what I mean? This shit is real. And I'm not dealing with it, bro. Get the hell out. Get the hell out. I agree with this portion of what Donald's doing. But we'll see. You know, has the guy been perfect? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But with this, good job. And if those people don't want to take their guys back, raise those tariffs. See what they say. Go on, send the military that we have on wherever in your country. Send them home, bro. See how you do without our protection. We still got the best military in the world. But okay, fine, man. Ridiculous. Yeah, exactly, Chief Wildfire. That's another live. He's saying there's 2 genders, man and woman. There's 2 bathrooms, males and female. All that in between stuff, get out of here. It's another thing I agree with him on. But BP, let them know how they can find you, man. I got to crash. I got to get out of here.
In that case, I'm just going to hit you later. We'll wrap.
No doubt, brother. I appreciate you. And yeah, man, salute to y'all. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zeta, Cash App, the Super Chat, man. Thank you for the participation. It's an interesting topic, and I know not everybody's, going to agree. It's okay. Salute to you all for coming through. I appreciate that, good brother. Not everyone's going to agree. I'm going to agree, And again, let me just say this. I'm not a Trump guy. I'm not a Trump guy. I just agree with what he's doing here. And we got to deal with him for the next 4 years. We got to just deal with it, man. So whatever. We ain't in shackles or nothing like that. So we're going to see how everything plays out, man. I'll be back talking this boxing in the AM. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my Patreon. That is www.patreon.DrewTitanLLC. Scrolling at the bottom. www.patreon.com/DrewTitanLLC. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all follow me because you're going to get it raw and uncut over there. Over here, we got to follow the YouTube guidelines, and they funny style, but I love it because they done tripped on their own. They yanked the rug from underneath their own feet. Y'all going to see what I'm talking about this year. And but salute to y'all. Much love. We're going to talk this boxing in the morning. Might have a special guest tomorrow. So, y'all take it gently, man. I'll catch you on the rebound. Stay blessed.